The winner of the Nokia Business Innovation Award is Kathy Foley.
Well, who would have thought that someone who trained in physics and was going to be a high school teacher was going to end up winning the Telstra Businesswoman Innovation Nokia Award? I must admit it's something which I never dreamed of, and to be surprised at the idea that innovation is something that scientists actually do. In fact, if you asked anyone, or particularly teenagers, what they want to do when they grow up, they often say these days they want to do something that's creative and innovative, and I must admit they never think of science as that. And yet, the thing I do every day and the thing which my organisation CSIRO does is actually working towards coming up with new ideas that actually makes the world different, better, healthy, wealthy and wiser. And so I'd like to thank Telstra and Nokia for this award, because it actually brings together some of the things which I suppose I've been working on. I think for the last 25 years I've worked at CSIRO. I've been working particularly in an area of what's called superconducting electronics. And I was really tempted in using this opportunity to try and give you a lecture about this, but I sort of thought that since, especially this is after lunch, this is not the time to do it. But my innovation has actually been a very small one. It's actually 2 atoms wide. And what I did was, with my team, work on a particular way of making a sensor that allows you to detect very small magnetic fields. In fact, the ones which are so small, they come from your brain or your heart. And this technology, which I developed with my team at CSIRO, allowed us to use this in a whole range of applications. The one, though, that we've been most successful with has been in the area of mineral exploration, which is definitely something which you don't see too many women involved with. Over the time, it was necessary for me to first of all work out how to make this thing. And it took a long time. In fact, I was trying to work out which baby it was that I had to do this with. But I think it was with my daughter, who's now 18 years old. And when I came back from maternity leave, and she was only 12 weeks old at that stage, we had a trial due at, it was actually with BHP Billiton, who originally was sponsoring this research, because I know how hard it is to find sponsors to do anything, and it's and getting people to actually underwrite or fund your research is very important to us and hard to achieve. Anyway, when I came back from maternity leave, the people who'd been trying to make these devices while I was away had had no success. And so after I'd put the baby to bed at night time, I went back to work and was able to work uninterrupted to make some devices that allowed us to go along and discover or help to discover the BHP Billiton silver mine, which is at Cannington. And this got a lot of recognition around the world. And with people going along and coming and saying that this is something which is unique to Australia, that allows us to use this in Canada, in Africa and other countries, led to this innovation being taken from a laboratory and into industry. It's something that is hard to do, and is something which I guess many people don't even think as a scientist that we even do. And yet today, scientists are expected to take the stuff that we're doing to a point where it is used so that it makes a difference. And I suppose in my case, it's hard to believe that my particular invention has probably led to all of you who have Nokia phones having a little bit of nickel in there, or silver or gold, that was probably discovered with the system that I developed. That's something that's very exciting and means that it really allows me to know that I have a big impact. It's been an interesting journey along the way to become a senior person in CSIRO. It's physics in particular has very few women. It still has few women. We're working very hard over the years. Having this award really makes me feel validated in the idea that women can really make a difference. And I hope that I'll be able to use this so that we can encourage more women to see that they can contribute in this area, which is often seen as being too hard or too scary, or that you have to be really brilliant in some way. I'd like to think I was Einstein's best friend or cousin, but in fact, I am pretty much a regular person. In fact, I'm terribly dyslexic. I also lost my glasses yesterday and can't read my notes on my, on my talk. And And I've been able to go through this whole process of going to university, getting my dream job at CSIRO, working there for 25 years, and getting to this point where I feel like getting this recognition that allows me to feel that I have made a difference. I hope I can project this to other women to think that they can do the same thing. But being a scientist, you don't actually work alone, although we often think of them as being bald-headed men with white coats working in labs alone. In actual fact, I'm part of a team, and I just want to thank them very much. First of all, Simon Lam, who was a student, just arrived from Hong Kong, worked with me initially to do this work and come up with the experimental work that led to being able to create this 2-atom-wide structure that allowed this technique to happen. And then Jadu and Emma Mitchell, who are some of my colleagues who then worked out on the physics of it and perfecting the technique. Rex Binks, who made the materials or the systems that house this. Peter Sullivan, who is a technical officer. We actually lead people from fitters and turners right through to electronics engineers. Chris Lewis, who invented the electronics. And Keith Leslie, who has been the person bringing it all together and helping me to get it out into the marketplace. But that's all well and good at work. I work for an organisation that has been so supportive of me all the time through having children and all the ups and downs that we all experience in life. But my family has also been terribly important to me. In fact, in a situation where it's probably not unusual that women physicists marry other physicists, and I want to acknowledge my husband, Tony Murphy, who actually has been a major mentor for me. I think before he actually took me under his wing, I was probably not as a successful scientist as I am today. And with his help and also his equal partnership at home means that we can do all the things both of us want to do to enhance our careers, have a wonderful life, and really do things that we think are contributing. I also want to thank my children who have put up with their mother, who they often said, "I wish you'd get a real job." And they have put up with, I suppose, the travel that I've had, I guess, long hours, the fact that sometimes I'm there and sometimes I'm not, that I disappear sometimes to go into the lab in the evenings. We're probably not allowed to do that now as we get more focused on occupational health and safety. But it's the strong family link that I've had that's allowed me to really achieve, I guess, as a scientist and as a woman. Finally, I guess I want to just say that I hope that the Nokia Award will show that women can invent, women can create, and women can make a difference. And I want to thank them for providing the sponsorship for this and for giving me the opportunity to actually take science, physics, women into the realm where everyone can see that we are important and that every woman who aspires to be creative and innovative might see science and physics as a way of doing that. So thank you very much.